Hi everybody and welcome to Knife Rev. Today we're going to take a look at one of Bark River's latest edition, the Mini Aurora. Alright, so this is the Mini Aurora. This is Bark River's scaled down version of their popular full-size knife, the Aurora. And let's go through some of the specs. The overall length of the knife is 7.6 inches. The blade length is 3.6 inches. Blade thickness is 0.130. The steel is made out of a CPM 3V and it is a convex grind. And as you know, Bark River creates knives with gobs of different scale materials. And this particular one is done in antique ivory micarta with some red liners and some mosaic pins. So let's take a quick look at the build quality of the knife, and I don't see any tool marks on the blade itself. Also on the spine and the back, it's very clean, very well polished. The plunge grind is done very well. It's symmetrical, and looking at the tip, it's the same thing. It comes to a nice point. It's symmetrical. It's not off to one side or the other, so very well finished. The handle is finished very well. I don't see any gaps between the metal and scales themselves, and the transitions are very nice. You can't feel anything. So this is typical Bark River. They do their handles very well, and also the mosaic pins are very flush. I don't feel anything there, and same thing for the lanyard hole. So the overall finish of the knife is done very, very well. So the ergonomics of this knife, it's surprisingly good. For me, it's just very comfortable, very comfortable. You know, it puts your hand just in the right place. I like the way they did the guard over here. It's not too big or not too small. When you get your hand in there, it keeps you from going forward, but it's not obtrusive. And also the way they did the back of the knife with this little rise over here at the handle, keeps your hand, you know, from slipping off, and very positive grip. And looking at the profile, it's a typical Bark River Coke bottle type of profile that you see on a lot of their knives, including the large scale version of this knife, the Aurora. So overall, the ergonomics on this are very nice for me, and very pleased with so far. It handles very nicely. So this knife is 7.6 inches long. Let's take a quick look at the weight. Throw it on the scale here, and we're looking at almost 3.5 ounces. So very nice weight ratio for this knife for the size that it is. It's very easy to carry. 3.5 ounces is not that much. And for the size and the ergonomics, I think it's a really nice knife. The knife that I was looking for, or the reason why I got this, is because I do a lot of hiking out in the Sierras, and basically I wanted something that I can do some of the jobs while I'm out on the trail, like you know, food preparation or cutting material or cordage. And I wanted something that wasn't so big and heavy, and also something that wasn't so small that I couldn't do some of those things. And a knife with a 3.5-inch blade and a 4-finger grip, I think this will fit the bill very nicely. It's definitely a nice looking knife, and definitely ergonomic and lightweight, and handles very nice. So definitely something I want to check out on the trail. Then I'm going on a trip this weekend, and I should be able to put it to the test and see how it goes. Now this knife comes with a leather sheath, and this is the typical leather sheath that you get in a lot of the other Bark River knives, and it's stitched very nicely. The leather is very nice. It is a little darker than when I got it because I had treated it with some Obenovs, and actually made the leather look even nicer. The thickness seems to be good, and it has the same you know, lashing to the belt where you see the other ones where you can actually have it vertical, or if you pass it through the whole thing, it actually puts it through a cant, and it is actually set up for I think a cross draw, and you know, it's typical what they've done that on a lot of sheaths, plus the ferrule rod holding over here. The only thing that I'm worried about this sheath is, which I have not had this issue with other Bark River knives, is this thing is flexing quite a bit. It's brand new and it flexes a lot, so I don't know the durability of this sheath, you know, in the long term, how long it's going to hold out. Only time will tell. I mean, it's a little bit of a concern, but I mean, it's nice, and it's made out of nice leather. It's just that in the past I have not had sheaths from them that actually flex this much, so time will tell. As far as the fit of the leather sheath to the knife, it is very positive. It's snug in there very well, and it rides very deep, so you're not going to get this thing riding on your side if you sit or bending over or something like that. So it's a good fit, and definitely I think it will ride very well. It's just, you know, concern about the durability, being that the leather is already flexing that much. As far as retention goes, it's very good. The knife is not going to come out of there, so definitely it's not a problem. So we'll see. A little bit of going out on the trail, then putting it through its paces. We'll see how the leather holds out. So as I said before, these knives had just recently come out. I've only had this for a few days, and I put it through some material just to see what it does. And I haven't had to touch the edge. It came from the factory fairly sharp, and it cuts really nicely. So far, no problems with that. I don't feel any kind of chips or any kind of bumps there. So the edge is holding out nicely so far. So what I like about this knife so far is that it's compact, it's lightweight, the ergonomics are really nice, handle feels really nice and positive, puts my hand in the right place, and it's really well balanced, and it feels very light and nimble on your hand. Overall package, I think it's very good. If you're looking for a knife that, you know, you can take out on the trail, and you know, you don't want something that's too big or heavy, but you want something a little bigger than a really small blade where it can't handle some of the jobs, this might be something that you want to check out. Being a 3.5-inch blade, you can get a lot of things done with it. So my overall view of this knife is that they did a great job on the scaled down version of Bark River's popular knife, the Aurora. Definitely a nice addition to the Bark River line. So again, this is a quick look at one of Bark River's newest addition, the Mini Aurora. And thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time.